Thank you all very much. Thank you. Can we give it up to the choir? They never fail. They never fail to bring us blessings. So this evening, very special evening for many of us. I say good evening to UNC friends and family. And I can't hear UNC friends and family. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All the special people gathered here in the audience, all protocols observed, so we can get through the evening. But I want to give it specially up to my sister Felicia, President of the PSA. She joined me on a truck yesterday in my constituency. I want to thank her very much. You were there. Okay, you were there. She was there, and many of you were there. Let's give it up to good people of Superior. They're the ones who propelled me forward, and I thank them very, very much. To all our candidates tonight and all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen again. If I were to call all your names, I would be here for a long time, so please, with no disrespect, all I can say is roger that, please, to everyone who's here today. And I told Devish boy, you have finished your OJT training, fully experienced to take us into government. Give it up for the candidate for Arangway St. Joseph, Devish Maharaj. And of course, our candidate for St. Augustine, Khadija, has been with us in the trenches forever. Forever there. And next to Khadija is, of course, Dr. Shaitan Maharaj. She's new in the game, but she's doing really well. Really well. She's going to bring that seat home. And all our candidates here tonight, I thank you very, very much. What am I to say to you? To Derek, who called Brenda all the way from Florida. Happy birthday, Derek. Give him a round of applause. And to all those who are celebrating birthdays today, there's several people this month of April who have been celebrating birthdays, so we have a lot of great people born in this month of April, but it's a very special time of the year. This weekend past, from Good Friday to Easter Sunday, we celebrated Easter observances. It was a time of reflection, renewal, and rejoicing at the central event of the sacrifices and resurrection of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Can young Father Swat Singh, thank you very much for your words tonight. Please give him a round of applause. Kennedy, thank you. And we know that Easter venerates the momentous point when good conquered evil, hope overcame despair, and life triumphed over death. So may Christ's living example of humility, unconditional love, compassion, peace, and forgiveness always inspire us to enhance and emulate him in our paths to salvation. When the Lord Jesus Christ wins in our hearts and minds, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. I extend as well at this time our deepest condolences to the Vatican, the global and local Catholic community, and all people across the globe on the passing of Pope Francis. Throughout his dutiful pioneering tenure to the last days, when he appeared to a crowd despite his illness, Pope Francis remained an inspiration to all humanity. May this humble, wise, and fearless priest from Argentina, who became one of our world's greatest moral leaders and the good shepherd of our times, may he find eternal peace with the Lord, and may we always find comfort and example in his life's great inspirational work and endearing legacy. Over the years, people have said many things to say. They've had many things to say, John. about how I chose to lead. You have known me, I think, as long as someone can know me outside of my childhood. I had the honor of being John Jeremy's teacher at the University of the West Indies, right here at St. Augustine. And then he became my part-time teacher when I switched to law and joined him in Barbados at Cave Hill. And I'm very grateful, John, for your kindness to me, because I was carrying my son at the time. It was a little difficult. Cave Hill is up a hill, as you can understand, the campus at Cave Hill. It was a bit difficult to go to lectures all the time, and John shared his notes with me. I'm sorry, John, I went into top the law class thanks to your notes. Give John Jeremy a round of applause and thank him for his kindness to me. So, John, people say many things about me, about how I choose to lead. And they mistake my kindness for weakness. Yes, some mistake my kindness for weakness. I still maintain that political leadership is about love. It is about empathy. It is about caring. It is about competence. It is about experience. It is about emotional intelligence. It is about compassion born out of shared experiences and choices that we make, shared experiences of sacrifice. Strong, competent leadership is not about buffing. It is not about berating. It is not about blaming. It is not about bullying citizens. It's about listening, comforting, caring, encouraging, and accepting responsibility for the lives and livelihoods of people. And that is why I stand proudly on the side of the PSA in the fight against the wicked legislation and policies that this government has sought to pressure them with. I thank them for their support. Give the Green Army, the big Green Army, a round of applause. Thank you very much. As I celebrate my birthday today, thank you very much. I want you to notice, make no mistake, there's more love for the people of my country within my small body than you can ever find in the current government and the financiers. You have had leaders before me, I tell you. You will always have leaders after me. But I tell you, you will never, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. Thank you very much. On Monday, we all have a duty as citizens who love and care for our country to go out and vote them out. On Monday, we go out and vote them out. Vote them out. I have told you before, take the day off from work. Go to the polls early. Cast your vote for the UNC and our coalition partners. And then continue the mission by bringing every single person you know and care about to the polls to vote on Monday. And I tell you, when you put us into office, if you took the day off Monday and you did your civic duty and we win this election, no one will be penalized for staying home and going to vote on Monday the 20th. Your future happiness is at stake. You must make sure everyone you know and care for casts their vote on Monday. This vote on Monday is for your grandparents to keep their pensions. It's for your brother and sister or friend to get the jobs, meaningful jobs, and for all to reopen, us to help our children by reopening the gate. We'll open that gate wide. I always remember in 2010, we opened the gate wide, yes, and we will do it again. They've shut that gate. So the young people of our country have no place to go and no hope and no future. I've always told you that education is the passport out of poverty. Education is the key to a better quality of life. And therefore, we had given the education sector a priority in all of the governance, because that's the only way the children are our future. We will open back that gate. We'll bring back the laptop program. How could somebody be so small-minded short-sighted as to shut down something so great that was the laptop program. Some days now, because I'm out a little more in the campaign trail all over the country, I meet young men and women and they say, Auntie Kamala, you gave me a laptop. I still have it. I still have it. These are children from 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. And then came 2015, and the rest is history. So this vote on Monday is to end property tax. This vote on Monday is to increase public servants' salaries. This vote on Monday is to settle the wage negotiations. And Leroy Batiste was on the truck with me yesterday too in Superior. Thank you, Leroy. And I said, I think, Leroy, when we were in government, we settled about 143 wage negotiations. He said, no, Kamala, it was 146 wage negotiations. We did it before. We can do it again. We can do it in 5 years. We settled about 146 wage negotiations. These guys have been there 10 years. 10 years and workers on the floor with their knee pressed to the necks of workers in this country. Our party came from the workers' movement. We honor and respect workers, but at the end of the day, we are all workers. We are all workers. So we will work with you to settle the negotiations. Felicia mentioned about the utility rates. We'll throw it into the dustbin, that cabinet report that they have. We'll throw it into the dustbin. We will not implement the PNM's wicked plan. This vote on Monday is also about keeping our communities safe and safer. This vote on Monday is to reopen the Coover Children's Hospital, give it back to the people. This vote on Monday is to get laptops back in schools. And this vote on Monday is also to reform the education system and to make sure every classroom has a teacher. You know how many classrooms are without teachers? Do you have any idea? And I'm not going to talk about the teachers today because we all at one point had teachers. So we need to put teachers in every classroom for our children to grow and learn and develop. This vote on Monday is for content creators to monetize social media. Roger spoke about it tonight again. To monetize social media, to access instruments, investments, training programs, to build our new industries for diversification. Kennedy spoke about that tonight. We have not diversified anything in this economy. We continue to put all our eggs in the same basket, and then we rip open the basket and it falls apart. We put everything in the energy sector, which we will continue to develop and grow, because we do have a competitive advantage in the energy sector, or we did have until they squashed it and mashed it up. But we cannot depend only on the energy sector. Which sane, reasonable person, you think, will sell the refinery in Pointe-a-Pierre, sell that refinery, put 5,000 workers on the line and all the fence-line communities, sell the oil, and then turn around and buy the refined products? Things that we did here. Which sane, reasonable person? We will work with the OWTU. We will reopen that Pointe-a-Pierre refinery. We will work with them. So this vote on Monday is to make sure CDAP has the medications available, that hospitals have staff. Healthcare is available 24 hours a day. And Devish, you make sure and give Terence the Alsing Turbo TV, used to call him, a licking come the 28th on Monday. Give him a licking. There is nowhere else in the world that the Minister of Health will be there over going into 10 years. I think he was there even before. He's more than 10 years. He has been here more than 10 years. And 19 babies died in a hospital. That's a place where you go to be safe. They died. Dr. Otis here will tell you or the unit that they just never had it going. We had all of that developed at the Couva Children's Hospital. All the equipment, state-of-the-art hospital, but they're so wicked. Wicked. They will not open the hospital because the UNC built it. Well, we, the UNC, will go back into office and we will reopen that hospital. We will make sure that healthcare is available 24 hours a day. We can make sure together that doctors can visit patients at their homes. And you see how people so again short-sighted. Professor Cudjoe, they just have no sense. On my platform, we talked about letting senior citizens have doctors' visits because it's so hard for them. And they just don't understand anything. That's how they got shut down a laptop program. So what did they come back with? They will have virtual visits. Virtual. Want a song bright. They want to have virtual doctor visit. Well, I want to ask you about your granny and your grandpa. Do they have a laptop? Do they have a cell phone? And some of them, even Archie had one, they probably don't even know how to use it. You want to do virtual? Look, we will send real human beings to visit our elderly citizens. They have served our country well. They deserve our respect, and we must give them that. What about dialysis centers, the cath labs, the other specialized treatments? We must make sure these are available. I talked about this before. We have the health manifesto, which I'm sure you can access all our plans on the websites, on the Facebook, online. Yes, Mohini, it's online. Thank you. So you could get it online. So this vote on Monday is for UNC government to deliver on its promises, to give you the best life you rightfully deserve. This is a people-centered governance, and you citizens can hold us up to account for everything that we say on this platform. Because we will ensure that when the UNC wins, we will ensure everybody wins. And you know, yesterday I said I'm in my constituency and on that truck all day. And the song is, yes, that is Superior, thank you. And that song is playing over and over. And you know what was the amazing thing? Every time that song came up, we have about 12 other songs. The creativity in this country is tremendous, you know. The creative talent is tremendous. And we also have to monetize that to give our artists a way forward. And so when that song is playing yesterday, all the children are just running out to their gates. And they're singing louder than the guys on the truck with the mic. Because there's something in it. What is it that is so important when we say that? Why is it so powerful? Why has it switched on so much positivity in people's lives? When the UNC wins, everybody wins. I want to share with you why I think it is so popular. And you will probably tell me why you like the song. I saw someone writing an article, and someone is usually very negative towards UNC and myself, and they say they can't forget the song. It's a song that is so simple, it is so sweet, it is so innocent, and it is also so happy. So I'm telling you this, so you'll know that your vote must be decided from positivity, truth, not negativity, not smears. It has always been a fact, you see, a track record of when the UNC wins, that everybody wins. People have already experienced that. It's a fact that the UNC has uplifted hundreds of thousands of lives. When the UNC wins, everybody wins is a fact. It's a truth that made hundreds of thousands of lives much better through UNC building schools. I was Minister of Education, I remember that. We had a really great push to building schools. We had our slogan then was, not a child must be left behind. Before that, thousands of our young children were left behind not because they were bright or dunce, they didn't have anything like that. Because they just didn't have school space. And so we built those schools. And when we came back into office with Dr. Tim, we built over 106 schools in 5 years. We left many others almost completed. And so I think you remember, Felicia made me so proud tonight when she said, who was in power then? Who was in power then? When she gave all the examples. I thank you for reminding us, Felicia. So we have that track record. Building schools, raising salaries, improving health care, fighting crime, delivering water, creating jobs. And I think people are remembering that. When the UNC wins, everybody wins has switched on a spotlight that will take you right to the voting booth and your ballot paper. When you see that ballot, the rising sun on that ballot will light up on that ballot. It will be the only thing you see. Because you will be hearing in your ear and remembering in your heart that when the UNC wins, everybody wins. When you watch that ballot paper, the rising sun will jump off that ballot paper right into your heart with thoughts of the best life that you deserve. Rising sun, I say, will shine in that voting booth. It will be the only thing you will see, because you know that when the UNC wins, everybody wins. Just look around for yourself. Look at the beautiful faces around you. So many of those beautiful faces have joined us because they want a winning life. When you sleep securely at night, that is a big UNC win for the security of your family. I think we have been very blessed to get Roger on our platform. Roger, that, yes. Thank you, Roger, joining. I see Philip Alexander of the PEP has joined us. Give him a round of applause. So when you sleep securely at night, know the UNC team and our coalition partners, we are working for you. When you kiss your children before sending them to school in the morning, knowing that they would not be bullied at school, that is your big UNC win also. When you open your taps the first thing in the morning and you see water flowing, that also is a big UNC win. And when you look around your neighborhood, there are UNC wins peppering your landscape, from schools to parks, to stadia, to hospitals, bridges and roads. Anil Roberts was a great minister of sport. I don't know if you remember. He's here tonight somewhere, Anil. Okay, Anil. He built the stadia. He built the cycling velodrome. He built up here, what was it, the water park, the aqua center. Sporting facilities that David just spoke about. We have to continue that. Our young people need somewhere to go to vent their frustrations and to enjoy themselves in sport and in culture. And so these UNC wins must never be forgotten. We made these wins for you in the past. We will do it again. They show our credentials and experience. Excellent wins we shared with you are the pillars of your confidence in us. They were pillars of confidence that build the best lives for your children and your families. Confidence erases the feeling of being an imposter in your own land. You have been made to feel like an imposter in your own land under this wicked government. You have been made to watch everything go to Stuart Young, his daddy, and his daddy's friends and financiers. While they refuse to pay you a fare, there is pay for a fair day's work. The prosperity of our country is not theirs to loot and burn to the ground. Not a single citizen of our country must be made to feel an imposter in our own land. Not one should feel so. But this government, wicked, has abused the people of this land. Those 10 years of PNM brutality and abuse will be cured when you come out and put your ex next to the rising sun. Because you know, when the UNC wins, everybody wins. A UNC government is your government. The everybody in that song means your voice is in government, your ideas in government, Your best life will be with the UNC government and our partners. I heard Devish talking about that. When we first sent him out as a candidate, he walked the ground and he talked to people. What do you want? The UNC has always been holding consultations. We listen and then we lead. We listen first and then we lead. So that everybody means you, all of you, we a voice in government. And that is what this election and this vote is all about, come on Monday. I think we are now 5 days away. Today is what? Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days, and on the 6th day, you cast your vote. So our song is very beautiful. Just as we see, nature is with us. All around the country, people have sent me photographs of the yellow peach trees blooming at this time of the year. Beautiful time of the year. These blossoms rising like millions of the brightest stars. And when the golden flowers fall, they blanket and light your pathway to your best life. The other side, they have no campaign. The entire campaign is based on negativity, on happiness, smears, insults. In all my years, I have never seen any party run such a negative, insulting, and abusive campaign. I told Kennedy when Kennedy was in the parliament when I was there. He was on the other side. John, we shared the parliament. That parliament was never like how it is under this present government. For the past 10 years under the Rowley Stewart government, that parliament was a place of decent human beings. We worked together for the betterment of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not this government. Not this government. Every time you see them is anger and hate and bitterness, insults, insulting your intelligence. They show no love on their platforms. They show no gratitude to citizens. And you know, they say gratitude is the worst. What is it, Pastor, what is it? Yes, ingratitude. I see a young man aspiring to be elected Prime Minister because he's a one-day Prime Minister. And I saw a whole article, and he says he is not Rowley 2.0. He said he's not that. Okay, Prof. He's not that. This is a man who traveled everywhere with Rowley. Rowley gave him everything. Jillian calls him a certain word, which I will not use tonight, but Rowley gave Stewart everything. Anointed him, appointed him Prime Minister, and this fellow has no gratitude. He has none whatsoever. And he has failed his first test. His first test is to come and campaign to win an election, and he has failed. He had to go back, Daddy, to come back. Daddy Rowley had to come back to campaign for him. Failed his test. What they're not talking about is the pain and suffering being inflicted on the population by their negligence. They're not talking about those things. The economy is in shambles because of mismanagement. Our citizens are being forced to bear the brunt of their incompetence, but that campaign is not talking about that. They spent $530 billion with nothing to show for it. Not a school built. Hospital they boasted they built. Those were ours under the partnership government. Dr. Bodo, Dr. Munilal, Jillian John. Those hospitals you see down in Point, up in Arima, those were built because of our partnership government, 2010, 2015. They have nothing to show. Where this $530 billion gone? Where the money gone? Tell us. Come and tell the population what you did with $530 billion. And when you come to ask me, we didn't have $530 billion, but we built the schools and the hospitals, fixed the roads, took care of the healthcare system, took care of the economy, did all of that. And you want to now ask me, where will I get the money? I know where we'll get the money, Leroy. We talked about that yesterday. First of all, we'll reinforce and strengthen the procurement legislation, prevent the corruption and fraud, because billions are lost because of that faulty procurement law. We will get some money there. We have talked about diversifying the economy. We'll get more money there. Listen, we did it before, and we will do it again with your help. runaway crime, rampant government corruption, massive unemployment, poverty, but they're not talking about that. School violence, gang violence, potholes, sinkholes. You know, we are entering this complex this evening from the other side. And we had to turn back the car because the hole was so large. He said, no, don't cross, don't go over that. We had to turn around and come around this way. Potholes, sinkholes, all our roads in the worst condition, but they're not talking about that. High food prices, children being gunned down daily, brutal, sadistic abuse of women and children, but they are not talking about that. Not talking about that. Health system killing people, not saving lives, they're not talking about that. So my friends, this water crisis we are having now is like something from the 1800s, a time of backwardness and widespread neglect. They're not talking about that. They're not talking about their proposed VAT increase, income tax increase, corporation tax increase, business levy increase, BIR fines increase, bank taxes increase, energy taxes increase, electricity rates increases, and of course, presumptive tax introductions. They can't fix anything in the country. And these are the same persons who created the problems over the last 10 years. They have no love or loyalty for you. Their behavior is steeped in selfishness and disloyalty. So, I say tonight, St. Joseph deserves a man like Devish Maharaj. St. Joseph has been and remains one of the most beautiful, lush and scenic places, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but the entire region. And what makes it ever so beautiful is the mixture of people in this region. Clarita, we see you there. Give Clarita a big up again. She has been a loyal UNC soldier for as long as I've known her. This place is beautiful because it's a mixture of cultures and religion and customs. Kennedy tells us he was born in St. Joseph too. St. Joseph is like a melting pot. Although it is quite urban, in mere minutes it transforms into the most amazingly picturesque greenery as well. And that is one of the main reasons people give for wanting to live here, because St. Joseph is simply beautiful. But as beautiful as St. Joseph is, it is troubled. Devish has walked the length and breadth, and he will tell you it is a deeply troubled place. When our great candidate Devish walks here, the number one problem all people tell him is a problem of neglect. Neglect is the fastest way for beauty to rot. If you neglect the beautiful, you will end up with ugly. Nobody wants St. Joseph to become so ugly that it is not recognizable. Neglect in St. Joseph has caused the ugliness of crime and more crime. So I will not talk more about Dayal Singh and his neglect of this constituency. I think everyone is very much aware. As I close, I want to say, talk about service, talk about humility, talk about representation. Service, humility, and representation. That is Devish Maharaj, and that is Devish in the UNC. When Devish wins, St. Joseph wins. And when St. Joseph wins, UNC wins. And when UNC wins, everybody wins. Every single one of you in St. Joseph who has met Devish has spoken about his kindness. You have spoken about his charisma, his happiness, his glow. And I tell you this, while the P&M financiers over the last 10 years were eating our food, Devish has been serving food to people every day of the year. Devish has been for the last 10 years serving food every single day to the homeless. He did not have to do that, but that is the person that he is. He doesn't publicize that. His daddy doesn't pay for that either. He doesn't go on the golf course and talk about feeding hundreds of the less fortunate and homeless every day. He does not boast. He does it out of love, care, and service for people. So big him up. Because that is what the UNC is all about. It's about service and caring. And when you do good, I say first you must see good, then you must do good, and good will always follow you, Devish. You are an example of that. Your beautiful St. Joseph needs the hands protection of a person, a professional, a servant of the people. So before Devish head get too big, come one day, just make sure you look down Terence, politically look him down, I mean, not physically. I know you're getting a lot of challenges in these marginals with the voting. I saw the special voting, that I don't know if it's suppression of voting or deliberately frustrating you. But don't give up. Stay in the line. Stay in the line and vote them out on Monday, even if you have to wait in long lines. Bring out every single vote. So it is the end now, I think. The end is inside. It is time to end the young family era of bad governance, bad decisions, elitist policies, dangerous streets, and broken promises. It is time to free the country from the capture of Stuart Young's daddy and his financiers. We are prepared to move forward in a new direction. I close with this by telling you, this is the opportunity you have been waiting for, where your voice will be heard, where your will be cared for, where there is fairness, progress, and prosperity for all to enjoy together. April 28 is the day you vote for a leader and a party who loves you. Monday is the day to reclaim your rights as equal citizens. Monday is the day you reclaim your streets for your children to play in. Monday is the day people reclaim power from the eater food financiers. Because you know Trinidad and Tobago belongs to everybody. And all of you are worthy of all the benefits our paradise has to offer. So I end as I began. I say to you, half of me belongs to you. The other half I give to you, so all of me belongs to you. You have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But I tell you again, you will never, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you.
Want all the candidates on stage, all the candidates on stage, please.
One hope, one dream.